Well, we might have just got a glimpse of what Deontay Wilder wants to do in the future, the near future. And apparently, we know Deontay Wilder is not going to be facing Anthony Joshua in the first quarter of 2018, perhaps not even the second quarter. So to get that out of our minds. But, I'm going to link this article in the description about Dominic Breazeale. I'm going to speak on it real quick. This your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic. One time for the one time. Shout out to everybody that's doing it. Money Brown TV, and my boy Trap House Boxing JB. Always moving it. And we're going to continue to move it and keep this real boxing ish alive. But, Deontay Wilder said he wants to hurt, Dominic Breazeale real bad. It's personal. And the reason it's personal is the simple fact they had an altercation after one of Deontay Wilder's fights. I think it was after the Gerald Washington fight or one of these fights he fought that, Dominic Breazeale fought the little Polish guy or wherever he was. He was a training mate of Joseph Parker. He looked real good. I think he's going to beat Dominic Breazeale. But Breazeale got probably one of the better chins in the heavyweight division. Probably the best chin I've seen in the heavyweight division so far. He beat him. And, Breazeale broke Amir Mansour's jaw, made him quit on the stool. He done did some things, late starter, former football player. I think he was a quarterback. And apparently him and Wilder's brother had some words ringside after one of Wilder's knockouts. I think it was Gerald Washington. Don't quote me on that. It was in Birmingham, Alabama. And carried over to the Birmingham Weston, where I guess they got, they nutted up on Dominic Breazeale in front of his wife and two kids. And, he filed a lawsuit against Deontay Wilder for the altercation. I guess saying that he's, scarred his kids in front of his family. I feel Breazeale. It's one thing where I'm sitting ringside by myself and we in a controlled environment and we talking back and forth and having some words. But, I'm going to try to cut up in front of my family. You know what I'm saying? And as a man, I'm not mad at what Breazeale did. It could seem like a money grab, whatever. Some stuff that they can handle in the ring, which I'm about to get into. But don't do that in front of my kids. We in your hometown. There's no need for you to flex like that, man. We both men, and I understand that it's your town, but we have some words. Me and your brother can handle it in the ring. You ain't got to do all that in front of my kids. You know what I'm saying? In front of my wife. At the end of the day, I am a man, just like you are a man, and definitely got out of control and got out of hand. I'm not 100% particular with the information, but when I see somebody with their kids and their wife there, long as it ain't something where he didn't try to do me bodily harm or he didn't, harm my family or, spit on me or something of that nature, I'm leaving it alone. I say he with his kids, you know what it is. Catch you, send a contract. My brother gonna knock you out. It is what it is. But now it has built for an interesting backstory now. He's fighting Eric Molina on the undercard of Wilder and Bermane Stiverne 2, Dominic Breazeale. If he gets past that, that's one or two options for Deontay Wilder, which is being Dylan White for $3.3 million, which Derek Chisora said he better come over here and get that easy money to Wilder, or he can do a domestic clash with Dominic Breazeale, which is a fight that I thought was building up ever since I heard about this altercation. If I'm Wilder, I go over UK and take the Dylan White fight. $3.3 million. Breazeale not gonna bring you nowhere near that. But if he wants to fight Breazeale, more power to him. I mean, they got a nice little storyline on the back end. Two American heavyweights, two tall guys equally. Dominic Breazeale is steadily getting better and better and better in my opinion. Will he beat Eric Molina? I don't know. It'd be a good fight, but he got one of the better jaws in the sport of boxing, in the heavyweight division. He got one of the better jaws. And, I think it'd be an interesting fight for Wilder. Wilder said he wants to hurt him real, real bad. He called him a female version. He called him a female version of a champion. But then he said, he'll never be champion. And he said the hurt that I'm going to put on him going to last at least 2 weeks. So he already talking to building that fight up. I don't know where Dominic Breazeale stands on the fight. And stands on the lawsuit or whatever it was that they settled, or they're still going through the process. But, it's definitely a grudge match, and I love grudge matches in the sport of boxing. I love the legit bad beef fights. And what's the best thing about the legit bad beef fights? When they fight and they earn each other respect. And they able to shake hands and embrace after the fight and get that respect. There's no respect like combat respect. On the basketball court, football court, you could torch somebody all day and they still got excuses. But hand-to-hand combat, there's no better thing. It's no better thing than a gentleman's sport and settling with your hands or any combat. And after that, 9 times out of 10, a lot of them guys embrace. They squash their beef. They move on because they have a mutual respect. It takes a real man to get in that ring or that octagon or mixed martial arts or martial arts and trade hands and see who the better man is. And then after the fight, you earn that respect. You shake hands, you hug, you move on. You got that mutual respect, and it's nothing like it. You know, it's one of the best things in boxing. When dudes have legit bad beef and they fight and they get that respect, you know, that real respect, and they squash it after the fight, it's one of the best things in boxing if you ever seen it before. But we gone.